This is my approximately 1950 Bach Stradivarius trumpet. This trumpet was made in the original factory in the Bronx. So these New York Bachs, as they're referred to, flew under the radar for me, and I think they fly under the radar for most trumpet people as well. Overall, the build quality feels very good. I'm not at all worried about this horn falling apart because it's old, but this particular example appears to have been taken very good care of. When I play this trumpet, I don't feel like there's a handicap at all. I don't feel like I'm working harder to play this than I do with a normal trumpet. The intonation, yeah, maybe it's not perfect like a brand new Yamaha, but it's actually very good in my opinion. And the valves are very good, and the slides are very good. This particular one is a medium bore, and I think the medium bore really makes this horn fun to play. It makes it feel super nimble and super agile and very efficient. This trumpet has no marking on the bell, other than just the engraving that says Bach Stradivarius and all that stuff. There's no number on it, and based on some Googling, the most common bell, when there's no marking, is the number 38 bell. The sound is pretty dark overall. It's not super bright. It definitely has nice resonance and nice timbre to it, but it's on the darker side. So with the medium bore, combined with this dark sounding bell, to me this is like a perfect jazz combo horn. It's very nimble, the sound is really smoky and rich, and it's just really fun to play. Another cool feature is that this bell looks a little bit pinkish in color, which makes me think that there's maybe bronze content in it or a higher copper content or something like that. I could get the shop card, which is something that I should do. So I guess maybe someday I'll see. The most popular Bach Stradivarius trumpets in terms of desirability, price, and prestige and allure are the Mount Vernon Bach Stradivarius trumpets. The Mount Vernon Stradivarius trumpets are so desirable because they blend vintage characteristics with modern playability, which is why they are so expensive and so desirable. But like I said, this trumpet surprised me. I bought it just about a year ago, expecting to flip it. I thought it would just be a cool vintage horn to try out and then I'd pass it on to the next person who's interested. But I really love playing this trumpet. Although these New York Bachs are older than the Mount Vernon Bachs and are almost always less expensive than the Mount Vernon equivalent, I think that this horn plays exceptionally well, and I think that these New York Bachs fly under the radar. To me, this trumpet does what the Mount Vernon Bach trumpets supposedly do, which is blend vintage characteristics with modern playability. I bought this particular trumpet for $2,000, pretty much as is. It's in really good shape. The lacquer is mostly intact. There's a few patches where it's not. The valves are really good. They still have really nice compression. And there are plenty of New York Bachs available for a similar price, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less if they're in worse condition. And I think that that is a bargain. But the one thing that I will say about this trumpet that I love is that it is just fun to play. I really enjoy practicing on it. I enjoy improvising on it. I enjoy just blowing through it, playing my routine stuff on it. And perhaps that's the most important thing about a trumpet, is just how much fun you have playing it. If you find one of these, I'd recommend at least giving it a try. And again, these things, they're not going down in value. So the worst that happens is you buy it, and then you sell it if it's not your thing. One thing that makes this particular configuration a good value is the fact that it is a medium bore. Since most modern horns are medium-large bores, that's just the most common, people aren't shopping for the medium bores as much. But in my opinion, they're missing out, because for the reasons I described earlier, I think that this horn doesn't feel restrictive at all. It doesn't feel like a medium bore horn. It doesn't feel like an old trumpet. It feels like a modern trumpet with an extra ounce of character. This does not feel old in a bad way. It feels old in a good way. The build quality holds up. The braces still feel great. It feels really nice in the hand. This is a lightweight horn. It feels lighter than my Elkhart Strad that I have. I don't think it's quite as light as a Benge, but it's between a normal Stradivarius and a Benge in terms of weight. I think that the lightweight nature of this horn is also part of the reason why it feels so nimble and responsive to play. Again, this horn is kind of just like a weird blend of a lot of things, and I can't really think of any other horns that play like it. So, once again, I recommend giving these New York Bachs a fair shot. I think that they're overlooked. I think that they're also very special, and I love playing this one. Thank you.